The SWV LO2 is a welding machine that performs built-up welding with less heat effect by combining precision TIG welding and resistance welding. With further evolution of ultra-high precision welding, it is equipped with a welding navigation function with better usability. In addition, an aluminum mold, which had been difficult to realize. In this video, we introduce the basic procedures for operating the SWV LO2. First, let us explain how to connect this machine. Check whether the main unit is connected to a 200-volt AC single-phase power source. How to connect the gas hose is as follows. Remove the rubber cap located at the lower backside of the main unit. Insert the connecting part at the end of the gas hose and turn it by hand. Tighten it securely using a 17 mm wrench. How to connect the torch holder is as follows. Remove the screw on the upper left facing the main unit with a flip head screwdriver. Mount the holder using the remove screw. Next, remove two screws located under the holder that was mounted in the previous step. In the same way as the previous step, mount the holder using the removed screws. How to connect the TIG torch is as follows. Insert the TIG torch into the far right port facing the main unit. Insert the connecting part straight and turn it by hand fast. Then tighten it securely with a 10 mm wrench until it stops. Attach the TIG torch to the upper holder. How to connect the resistance torch is as follows. Insert the resistance torch into the second port from the right. When inserting it, be sure to locate the projection of the connecting part at the top. After inserting it, turn it to the right. Insert the resistance torch into the lower holder. How to connect the foot switch is as follows. Insert the foot switch into the third port from the right. Insert it fully in such a way that the arrow faces up. Place the foot switch in a position underfoot where it is easy to step on the switch. How to connect the ground wire is as follows. Insert the ground wire into the far left port. When inserting it, be sure to locate the projection of the connecting part at the top. After inserting it, turn it to the right. Next, remove the screw located at the left side of the main. Remove the washer and insert a cord with a terminal that is attached to the ground wire. Mount the washer that was removed in the previous step and then mount the screw to the main unit again. Turn the screw until it stops. Place the work cord under the iron plate of a work table. Be careful to avoid iron powder from being caught. How to start up the main unit is as follows. Turn on the power located at the back side of the main unit. The current and time indications are lit. Next, the fan starts to rotate after a clicking sound. The machine is ready to operate when the sound of the fan becomes weak. How to check the argon gas is as follows. First, tighten the connection between the gas canister and the flow meter securely. Pressing the gas check button on the main unit ejects argon gas from the TIG torch, and pressing it again stops the rejection. After the ejected argon gas lifts up the ball in the flow meter, adjust the amount of gas. Set the amount of gas so that the ball comes above 5. Put your hand on the TIG torch to check whether the gas is ejected. After setting the gas amount, press the gas check button again to stop the gas. Check that the gas check lamp is off. Now we introduce optional items. This is Sanwa Scope Stereoscopic Microscope. Use this microscope to check the repaired areas of mold and to observe the detailed welding workmanship. It can be moved freely with a flexible shaft. This is a light blocking seal. Use this item to block light when performing TIG welding using a Sanwa scope. This is Sanwa scope light. The light can be attached to a Sanwa scope in this way. This is Sanwa scope arm stand. Attach this item to a table to use when welding a large mold. This is a halogen light source. 2 lights create a working environment with no shadows. This is a torch stand. Use this item to perform welding in a given position with a TIG torch fixed. This is a darkening mask. Use this item when performing welding without a microscope, such as in the case of large-scale build-up welding. Now, we introduce the procedures for getting optional items ready to use. Here we explain how to get the Sanwa scope and halogen light ready to use. Turn on the halogen light and then position the 2 arms with the area that you want to view under the microscope. Move the Sanwa scope to position it roughly. Then, move the flexible shaft to position them with the area that you want to view. Bring the Sanwa scope into focus. Fine adjust the side position so that the area that you want to view is located at the center. If the lenses do not correspond to the position of the eyes, increase the distance between the lenses so that they can be looked into properly. For details on optional items, please also refer to their instructions manuals and catalogs. This is the degreasing work before welding. Remove oil and rust using a degreasing and cleaning spray before welding. The SWV LO2 is a welding machine that combines resistance welding and TIG welding. First, we explain about resistance welding. Resistance welding is used to tack weld a welding rod. In resistance welding, 3 types of torches are used. Before using a welding rod, sharpen its end like a pencil. Use the 3 electrode for welding rods with a diameter of 0.6 or 0.8 mm. Use the 2 electrode for welding rods with diameter of 0.3 or 0.4 mm. Use the tapered 2 electrode for welding rods with a diameter of 0.1 or 0.2 mm. Perform resistance welding according to the following procedures. Hold a welding rod with a resistance torch. Step on the foot switch. Release the foot switch and move the resistance torch away. If the welding rod is not held firmly by the resistance torch, it sparks and prevents tack welding. After holding the welding rod with a resistance torch, step on the foot switch. While the foot switch is held down, resistance welding can be performed continuously. Twisting the wrist enables to weld speedily. Before rolling over the wrist, release the foot switch and move the resistance torch away. Lifting the welding rod up while performing resistance welding enables to cut the welding rod there. Trim the end of the welding rod, cut in the previous step, using a nipper for future use. If there is any area that is insufficiently welded, apply the electrode firmly to perform resistance welding. Next is the explanation on TIG welding. TIG welding is used to melt a welding rod. Keep the end of the electrode sharp at an angle of 30 to 40 degrees. Fix the electrode at a position that is 9 mm away from the gas nozzle. If the electrode makes a push sound, replace it with the one with a sharp end. The TIG torch creates a portion that supports the electrode to prevent it from wobbling. Place the electrode perpendicular to the area to be welded. In the case of 2 or 3 vertex angle, place the electrode at an angle of 45 degrees relative to the area to be welded. In this case, also create a portion that supports the electrode to prevent it from wobbling. How to select a welding rod suitable for a damage? Select a welding rod that is made of the material suitable for base material and is enough to conceal the damage. For details on welding rods, please also refer to the catalog of welding materials. From here, we explain how to operate the panel. Select the area to be welded using the welding point switch. This is used for welding 2 vertices and a parting line. This is used for welding an inside corner. This is used for welding 3 vertices. This is used for welding a plane surface. Select the single or double mode. Single wire is used when welding with one welding rod. Double wire is used when welding with two welding rods. Select the size of the welding rod. In this case, 0.4 mm is chosen. Switch the function between resistance welding and TIG welding. Resistance welding is used to tack weld a welding rod. TIG welding is used to pennellate a welding rod. Configure the setting for aluminum welding. This is used when welding an aluminum copper alloy mold by performing TIG welding. For aluminum welding, the welding rod with a wire diameter of 0.4, 0.6, and 0.8 mm can be used, and TIG welding in a single wire mode can be chosen. In addition, we recommend wearing